Muua watu wanauliwanga ndio, lakini hiyo ni unyama. Sijui kwa nini uwe binadamu mwenzako. Kama ni simu, ungechukua simu uende. Tubaki na hiyo gharama ya kugaramikia kulipa the phone.
Hello and welcome back to Midnight Case Files. If you enjoy real crime stories and deep investigations, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Now, let's dive into today's mystery.
At exactly 11:51 a.m., CCTV footage captured Anthony Otieno walking into room 72 at Meridian Apartment in South B. He was carrying a blue bag. Inside that bag was an iPhone 17 Pro Max. 10 minutes later, 3 men would walk out. Anthony would not. By 3 p.m., he would be found lifeless, tied, hidden, and left behind in an Airbnb apartment. This was not random. It appeared calculated, planned. And it all began with a simple WhatsApp message inquiring about an iPhone. Anthony Otieno was 30 years old, a father of 3. Friends described him as calm, focused, and hardworking. He wasn't just a delivery rider. He was a provider. Every trip meant school fees. Every delivery meant food on the table. On that morning, he left a shop in Nairobi CBD around 9 a.m. The task seemed straightforward. Deliver an iPhone 17 Pro Max ordered through WhatsApp. The buyer claimed the phone would be picked up in South B. Nothing unusual. Anthony had handled similar deliveries before, but this time, the delivery address would become the last place he was ever seen alive.
Kuja asubuhi around 9, akachukua delivery ikatoka around 10:30.
According to reports, the phone was allegedly ordered by a woman identified as Grace. She instructed that it be delivered to a man named Hillary in South B. Anthony collected the phone from his friend Tony Mwenda, who deals in iPhones. Tony had sourced it from another dealer named Ken. Anthony packed the device carefully inside his blue bag. Before arriving at the apartment, he was still in contact with his family. There were no warning signs, no panic in his voice. Just another routine delivery. But shortly after reaching the building, his phone went silent. Calls stopped going through. Messages were no longer delivered. At first, his family assumed he was busy. But as hours passed, concern slowly turned into panic.
Around 12 ndio simu zake hazikuwa zinaingia. Tunampigia kwa namba zote mbili, haikuwa inaingia.
The incident happened at Meridian Apartment in South B, a quiet and respectable Nairobi suburb. From the outside, the building looked ordinary. Inside, however, an Airbnb unit had reportedly been rented earlier that day. The payment? 2,000 Kenyan shillings in cash. The tenants were described as 2 unknown men. The Airbnb host, Charity Mutoni Musyoki, later stated that the men promised to clear the remaining balance later in the evening. At the time, nothing seemed suspicious. But inside room 72, events were unfolding that would soon shock the entire nation. CCTV footage provides a chilling timeline. 11:50 a.m. Anthony is seen on the 4th floor calling the client. 11:51 a.m. He is welcomed into room 72, still holding the blue bag. The door closes. For several minutes, nothing is seen. Then, Eastai, 12:01 p.m. One suspect is captured leaving hurriedly with a brown suitcase. Investigators later alleged that Anthony had already been overpowered and murdered. The iPhone is believed to have been placed inside that suitcase. On the third floor, the same suspect is seen putting on a mask to conceal his identity. 12:02 p.m. A second suspect exits quickly. 12:03 p.m. A third individual leaves the building. Authorities believe he may have carried items linked to the murder. From Anthony Otieno's entry to suspect's exit. Less than 9 minutes. 9 minutes. That was all it took. Later in the afternoon, Charity became uneasy. She had earlier confronted one of the men carrying a suitcase because of the unpaid balance. She had no idea what had already taken place upstairs. When she later went to check the room, she was told to wait. Something didn't feel right. With the help of a neighbor, she forced entry into the bedroom. What she discovered would stay with her forever. Anthony's body was found inside the room. His hands and feet were tied up. A cloth stuffed in his mouth, blood visible. He had been hidden under the bed. Police were immediately called. According to neighbors, the suspects raised the volume of TV so that they can't be heard. It's believed that that was the moment when Anthony Otieno was being murdered. Detectives later recovered a knife and a metal rod believed to be connected to the incident. His wife, Eunice Otieno, was still trying to reach him. She had no idea that her husband would never answer again.
Time ya mwisho nilimpigia ilikuwa around saa 4:30, akaniambia nimefika kwa client, ngoja nitakukall.
Anthony's brother later revealed that this was not the first time he had encountered suspicious clients. In a previous incident at Nation Center in Nairobi CBD, a buyer had allegedly attempted to swap a genuine phone with a dummy one. But Anthony had been alert. He avoided that trap. This time, the setup was far more dangerous.
Tukapea Anthony apeleke Nation Center. Anthony kufika, wakati wa kufungua simu kuconfirm, akarealize huyo mtu akona simu nyingine dummy exactly kama hiyo, na akakuwa makini sana, akakwenda ameshika hizo simu kwa mkono yake, hiyo simu ya hiyo original yenye alikuja nayo.
Was this pre-planned? Was the WhatsApp order part of a larger scheme? Were multiple individuals involved in targeting phone dealers? Investigators believe the speed and coordination suggest preparation. The timing, the precision, the escape, everything points to planning. But beyond the investigation, one painful truth remains. A father of 3 lost his life over a phone delivery.
My brother was tortured. Alikuwa tied kwa mikono, miguu. Alikuwa amefungwa mdomo. Alikuwa na blood all over the body, oozing, I think maybe from the nose. So I don't know the motive ya watu. Sijui ni simu alikuwa anataka ama alikuwa anataka kumuua.
Anthony Otieno left home that morning expecting to return. He never did. 9 minutes changed everything. This case raises serious concerns about safety for delivery riders, about trust in online transactions, about how quickly ordinary work can turn into tragedy. As investigations continue, one thing is clear. Behind every headline is a real family, and a loss that cannot be undone. Do you think enough is being done to protect delivery riders in Kenya? Share your
Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this case, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, stay curious